All righty. Remember about 5 years ago when Christian Cage's promos were good? You don't remember
I'm
that?
not going to answer that. No. I
No,
don't.
at
I don't
one
remember that
point-
exactly. I remember him having like a week where he had a good promo, and then he just did the same thing over and over. And your mother's dead, your father's dead, everyone's
way before
dead.
that. Way before the dead mothers and the dead fathers and the dead people and the Grateful Dead. When they first started this show, when he first got on it, he was cutting a pretty good promo. Maybe it was just because he was more used to it and nobody else had ever been on television. But this is another turn I don't understand whose side I'm supposed to be on. This was the worst promo he's ever done, and I like the guy. But it was trying to be another one of those dramatic, introspective, flowery verbiage promos that attempts to be artsy and make these idiotic angles somehow make sense. And he was trying to do it, but at the same time, either he was being thrown off by a heckler that we couldn't hear, or he was doing that on purpose. For what reason, I don't know. He'd do it 5 times when he would stop talking and in a silent room that was mostly not reacting.
Yeah, that's the thing
He would suddenly stop and turn around. Hey, I'm conducting business here. Like people were hooting at him like he was Dominic Mysterio, but he did it 5 times. And I didn't hear any hooting. And am I lying?
That's exactly how it came across. Because you're thinking, if I'm not hearing this, he could just keep talking. I wouldn't even know. But then he kept doing it.
And it went on where the material is horrible. And he was reminding Edge of all the shitty things that he said about Edge. But Edge, you've done some shitty things too. And then he got distracted again. I'm conducting business here. But I'm like, what kind of babyface turn is this? Are we supposed to feel bad for him because this is so awkward? The patriarchy embarrassed him, but he's still acting like an ass, and he's admitting I'm an asshole. But he's not acting like an asshole like I'm your asshole to the fans. He's just being a prick to everybody. Fuck you, Edge. You've done shitty shit too. And the patriarchy, well, I told Mama Wayne, I've been in holes before, none as deep and gaping as last time with you. But I've always clawed my way out. On the double entendres, it's kind of supposed to work both ways, where it has 2 meanings. But that pretty much just specified that Mama Wayne, her pussy is the equivalent of the Holland Tunnel. There was no double meaning there. He was stumbling. I think it's almost because he was trying to explain this, but he didn't understand it. But again, Nick is going to have to go through him to be the face of AEW. But Christian, as I guess the new sympathetic babyface who we're supposed to get behind, reminded Nick that he's got 2 dead dads now. His real dad is dead, and he's disowned Nick and Pip, so you got 2 dead dads. It was a dud, is what it was. Before we get to the afterbirth, which of course has to happen.
Oh, that was the best part.
Contractually in AEW, but am I overstating this promo? I don't know what else, I don't know what happened here.
Well, I have not been high on Christian Cage's promos for a while. I thought the whole thing was kind of lame. And then they set up the babyface turn. I'm not expecting him to go out there and just be babyface Christian right away. But this promo was way too long. He kept stopping at to yell at fantasy audience members. It was a small room and no one was making any noise. They were listening to him. And then he just did not make anyone want to cheer him. The whole thing we saw happen was the patriarchy turned on him after he was a dick to all of them.
Yes.
For multiple weeks. He got his comeuppance. And now he comes out here, no remorse whatsoever. And he gets his comeuppance again. Although this time, luckily there were different camera angles so you could see just how beautiful a scene this was.
Oh, talk about the comeuppance. So he leaves the ring and he's walking up the ramp, and here comes Mama Wayne. with her tickets prominently displayed. And then he sees her and she goes to slap him, but he blocks that. But then he realizes that somebody must be behind him. So he turns around and there's little Pip Sabian. And he's going to face him down. But suddenly, for no apparent reason, he spins around and runs as fast as he can behind him, where there's Nick Wayne, and hits him over the head with the title belt. And then they get two chairs, do Nick Plain and Pip Sabian. And they stand on either side of Christian. And he obviously cooperates with them to stand up in between them in the right place and bend over and get in the right position. And they go for a standing concerto. And they swing the chairs and they slam the chairs into each other. And they completely miss Christian Cage. Obviously, on any camera angle that you looked, there was the camera angle they showed on TV. There was a fan's camera from the stands. It was even worse. He crumbled. The fans at first went, oh, and then they realized, well, he missed him. And because they saw the miss 50 feet away. And down he goes and they stand there. And again, some wise ass on Twitter was like, well, did you expect him to cave his head in? No, then just don't fucking do it. Don't do it if you can't do it. And you can't do it. They can't do it when the guy's on the ground. It looks like shit. Nobody can make it look good. But it at least you can't see through it like this one. I don't know how that anybody could have thought that this was something that two people needed to do on national television, that you couldn't see through this a mile away, Brian. I mean, it was very, very not good.
Well, what made it worse was the fact that naturally, because it's 2025, someone was filming it in the crowd. Probably plenty of people were filming it in the crowd, but I saw footage from right in front, almost by the ramp.
Yeah.
And it was just them like giving a high five with chairs while Christian fell down. Nowhere near it. That's the way the arena saw it. They actually did a better job on TV of hiding it, which they didn't hide well at all, than they did in the arena where everyone just saw it was a clear miss.
Well, that's what they thought. I can tell you from a production standpoint, they thought, okay, we'll shoot it from this way. And because of the perspective, you won't be able to tell. Well, the goofs didn't even do it as good as it could be done, or as close as it could be done, so that might have been the case. But no. None of that worked.